What rules does Pandas use to generate a view vs a copy? I'm confused about the rules Pandas uses when deciding that a selection from a data frame is a copy of the original data frame, or a view on the original. If I have, for example, I understand that a query returns a copy, so that something like will have no effect on the original data frame, df. I also understand that scalar or named slices return a view, so that assignments to these, such as or, will change df. But I'm lost when it comes to more complicated cases. For example, changes df, but does not. Is there a simple rule that Pandas is using that I'm just missing? What's going on in these specific cases, and in particular, how do I change all values, or a subset of values, in a data frame that satisfy a particular query, as I'm attempting to do in the last example above? Note, this is not the same as this question, and I have read the documentation, but I'm not enlightened by it. I've also read through the related questions on this topic, but I'm still missing the simple rule Pandas is using, and how I'd apply it to, for example, modify the values, or a subset of values, in a data frame that satisfy a particular query.
Here's the rules. Subsequent override. All operations generate a copy. If in place equals true is provided, it will modify in place. Only some operations support this. An indexer that sets, e.g., .loc.iloc.iat.at will set in place. An indexer that gets on a single d-typed object is almost always a view. Depending on the memory layout, it may not be. That's why this is not reliable. This is mainly for efficiency. The example from above is for .query. This will always return a copy as it's evaluated by numexpr. An indexer that gets on a multiple d-typed object is always a copy. Your example of chained indexing is not guaranteed to work, and thus you should never do this. Instead do, as this is faster and will always work. The chained indexing is two separate Python operations, and thus cannot be reliably intercepted by Pandas. You will oftentimes get a setting with copy warning, but that is not 100% detectable either. The dev docs, which you pointed, offer a much more full explanation.
Since Pandas 1.5.0, Pandas has copy on write, cow, mode that makes any data frame series derived from another behave like a copy on views. When it is enabled, a copy is created only if data is shared with another data frame series. With cow disabled, operations like slicing creates a view, and unexpectedly change the original if the new data frame is changed, but with cow, this creates a copy. One consequence is, Pandas operations are faster with cow. In the following example, in the first case, when cow is disabled, all intermediate steps create copies, while in the latter case, when cow is enabled, a copy is created only at assignment, all intermediate steps are on views. You can see that there's a runtime difference because of that. In the latter case, data was not unnecessarily copied.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.